I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm glad you've stopped by. And I already know what you're thinking. I already know. You're like, really? Another Jeffree Star Jawbreaker review? And yeah, it is another one. But you know what? No one else has done a ChristopherJMUA Jeffree Star Jawbreaker review and unboxing. So that's what we get to do today. And I'm super excited because even though I've seen a million videos of this already, and I've seen this done over and over again, I'm still excited for me because I haven't gotten to do this yet. And it's right here in front of me. Right here. Oh, look at that box. Look at that box. I'm so excited. So if you want to be excited with me and see exactly what I got from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker Summer of 2019 collection, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. So this is what we get when we open the box. Actually, no, it's not. I forgot. I took the tattoo paper out already, so I lied. This is not what you see when you first open the box. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I also ordered all of my stuff from Beautylish, not Jeffree Star Cosmetics. So this is the way everything came in my order from Beautylish only. I cannot speak for Jeffree Star Cosmetics because I will probably never shop on JeffreeStarCosmetics.com again unless it's for something that was sold previously. I now have everything unwrapped and opened. Now, I would like to preface the remainder of this video with some very special news and a very, very happy announcement. First of all, let me say that I am so thankful for you guys. You guys are the main reason I do this. You give me the drive to keep going even when everything else is bringing me down and making me really just feel like I don't want to do it anymore. You just help me keep the passion for doing what I love, and you remind me why I do it every single day. And I love you guys for that. So that being said, thank you so much for the now over 1,000 subscribers we have here on the channel ChristopherJMUA. It is super exciting. I have been waiting for this milestone. I have been building up to this milestone, and I want to give back to you guys to let you know how much I love you with an awesome giveaway. I have been adding to this giveaway and building up this giveaway for months and months now, and it's really awesome. Not only were the items that were already in it awesome, but now I'm adding the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Mini Breaker palette to the giveaway as well. There will be a link down in the description box with the details of the giveaway and all instructions you need, plus any terms and conditions that might be important. And it's actually really super simple. Make sure you click the link that's in the description box to actually follow the instructions, but you have to be 1, subscribe to my channel. You have to 2, leave me a comment down below. It can be anything you want. And 3, there will be a secret word that pops up in this video at some random point in time. Do not comment this video. In the link that you click down below in the description, you will have a chance to tell me what that word is. Only answer in that description, because if you tell everybody else, the comment will be deleted and you will be disqualified. And those are the only 3 requirements for this over $600 giveaway. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am about this. Like, I'm always excited to enter giveaways, but I want to enter my own giveaway. How lame is that? Like, I think I already have everything that's in it, but just because it's an awesome giveaway, I want to enter it anyway. But don't worry, I won't take away from your entries and enter my own giveaway. But that's really a thank you and kind of a celebration for hitting 1K. It's just an awesome moment, and it's a milestone that I've really been looking forward to. It just means a lot to me, and you guys mean a lot to me, and I just want to give back. So thank you so much. Mwah. Now, let's get into the review. The first thing I'm going to open, because I want to use it the whole time, is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Star Mirror. This one is going to be in white. Let me open it, which I haven't yet. Even though I said I opened everything, apparently the mirror didn't count. P.S. Can we talk about this packaging? This is cool. This is iconic. It's clean, it's understated, it's Jeffree Star all the way. It's very nice. I like this packaging. Now this mirror is $25. It was of course released with the Jawbreaker collection, and this is one of 3. There was white, there was the chartreuse greeny yellow neon color, and there was also a pink. The pink and white were Jawbreaker, and I think the chartreuse was only chartreuse, just plain color. This is the first Jeffree Star mirror I've ever had actually, and this is heavy duty. It feels good. It feels like premium quality. I had never felt this before. And it's got some pretty good real estate too. Now for the biggest and most bestest part of this collection, in my opinion, it's time to review the Jawbreaker palette. This packaging though is everything. I love this. Like, it literally looks like a Jawbreaker. Kinda looks like splatter paint, actually. But that also looks like a Jawbreaker. And obviously this is the unit carton that it comes in. The front has the Jawbreaker texture with the Jawbreaker name on the front of it in pink embossed lettering. And then if we flip it over, it has the same type of texture, and it has all of the ingredients, the logo, and Jeffree's social media, and Jeffree Star Cosmetics social media links, and then the super special Jeffree Star Cosmetics barcode. And then if we open the unit carton up, we are then greeted by the beautiful Jawbreaker palette itself. Now this is literally a reverse of the unit carton itself. Instead of the unit carton having the white background with the pink lettering, this has the pink background with the white lettering. And instead of this being a matte finish, this is more of a reflective type of finish. It is cardboard, I believe. It feels like cardboard, but it has that premium Jeffree feel. Of course, it's not like the Blood Sugar or the Blue Blood palette, because those are definitely more heavy duty and thicker, and it's definitely not like the Alien palette because that feels more cushiony. So this is the first of its kind. This is also the biggest palette Jeffree has ever released, with this one having 24 shades rather than the usual 18 pan palette. This palette is available by itself for $58, or it can also be paired with the Mini Breaker palette for a total of $75. Which technically makes this $15 if you add it up like that. Just depends on how you look at it, really. I actually did a review on the Mini Breaker palette already. If you haven't seen that, I will link it right up here so that you can check it out as well. And with that being said, let's go ahead and open this up and see what the actual shades look like inside. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's go. Look at this beautiful palette. With it opened, we are greeted with the top 2 rows being more of kind of lighter toned, more vibrant shades. Then the 2 bottom rows are a little deeper and a little softer, still vibrant, still very rainbowy, just a little toned down a tad. And with this palette, luckily, this one can actually flip over all the way. So I can hold it like this. And the mirror that comes in this thing is massive. Like, massive. Do you see you? No, you can't, but it's a massive mirror. Now, in true ChristopherJMUA fashion, even if you've seen it 1,000 times, I have to show you swatches, I have to show you live swatches. We have to really dig into this palette and see what it's like and how it can be used. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in, and we're gonna get into swatching. I cannot believe I'm gonna try and fit all these shades on my arm. Let me try to start way over here. All right, our first shade is the shade Virgin. Next shade is Good Morning. Next is Bubblegum. This shade is in the Mini Breaker palette as well. Next shade is Wow. Wow. See what I did? Next shade is Suck. Like how you would suck on a Jawbreaker. Next is the shade Licorice. Whoa. Next is Cute. Then we have Duck. Minus the D, add an F. My little sister watches my videos, so I am not gonna drop the F-bomb. We are PG over here, thank you. Then we have Gumdrop. Oh wow, that's pretty. And then we have Snack. Ooh, oh my gosh. Wow. That's pretty. Now we have Brain Freeze, Jawbreaker, and what? Orange Juice. Oh my gosh. What is that? Wow, okay. I see you. And the shade Sour. Ooh, sorry, that one kind of overlapped a little bit. Then we have the shade Soaked. Then Raspberry. And Cotton Candy. Then Lemon Drop. And then Bite Me. This shade is also in the Mini Breaker palette. So there's only 2 shades that are both in Mini Breaker and in the Jawbreaker palette. Then we have the shade Cherry Wet, Tasty, Cone, and Delicious. Wow, I really like that blue. That's pretty. Okay, and that is every swatch of the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. And as always, I will include a photo of the swatches, one with flash here, and one without flash here. And as always, I want to make sure I get you guys a good swatch video with the flash on from my phone so that you can really see kind of the detail behind it. I know these aren't the straightest swatches that you could possibly get, but you still get the idea. You can still see what has pigment, what doesn't, what has shimmer, what doesn't. Oh, that looks like, I don't know, literal body paint just spread across me. The blue one didn't swatch the greatest. That one was kind of hard to swatch, actually. No problems with any of these, though. Beautiful. Weren't those swatches so beautiful? I'm so excited about this palette. There were only like 2 shades that I ran into that even applied sort of patchy, and those are swatches. You can't tell anything off of a swatch. But I still like creamy swatches. They still feel nice, you know? Anyway, I am very tired of being naked faced, so it is time to move on so that we can get something on my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with a P. Louise base so that we can get something down, a fresh coat to go ahead and get started with some of this eyeshadow. You know, Mark and I are actually gonna go out of town after I finish this makeup application and review, so I need to do something that I'm comfortable wearing outside. I don't know how colorful this is gonna be. Wow, I literally already feel better just by having a base down on my eyes. And I feel like it makes me look so much more awake. I'm not, but it makes me look that way. Okay, so I really have no clue what I'm gonna do. I know I need to stay away from blue because I always use blue. And with the Mini Breaker palette, I did oranges and pinks. So I need to not use orange, pink, purple, blue, or yellow. That leaves me with green, brown, red, and silver. That doesn't leave me with a lot of options. I think I'm gonna go a little more on the neutrally wearable side. Like using the shades Good Morning and Virgin and Tasty and Cone and Jawbreaker, because that stays away from the colors that I used on the Mini Breaker palette, and it stays away from the blues, which I'm naturally drawn to anyway. I don't know why, I just always use those. Probably because they are amazing. That's probably why. First, using my Morphe R37 brush, just a big fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Good Morning. And I'm really just using this shade to set my base. Now with that shade specifically, it did have quite a bit of kickback in the pan. Just like every other time I say that, I don't mind that sort of thing because literally all you gotta do is blow the excess off and you're done. Plus, it kind of leaves this little pool of powder pigment on top of the shadow that you can just dip your brush in whenever you want to go back in. The only time that's not nice is whenever you're done with the shadow, then there's like a pile of pigment on top of it. But you just gotta blow it off and then you're satisfied. I'm gonna take the same brush that I was using and go into the shade Cone. And I'm gonna start packing this into my crease. Wow, a lot of kickback in the pan with that one too. But you can kind of see, maybe. Oh, why did I breathe in? Oh no. Man, that was a mistake. Ugh. And sometimes palettes like these don't taste the greatest when you inhale them, so that's gonna be really preference and up to you. If you like the taste of the palette, you might wanna buy it. If you don't, you might not. Now I'm gonna take the shade Cone and start to build that up in my crease. Ooh, that's very peachy. Like you can pack it on and then it builds up that like really intense pigment payoff, but then you can go in and just start blending it out and that starts disappearing, yes, obviously, because you're blending it from the area it's in into another area. But once you finish blending it and moving it all over the space you want, literally all you have to do is tap back in the pan and tap right back over that area and boom, pigment again. That's something I love about Jeffree's formula. He never fails to manage to get his shades pigmented enough for you to work with them in a way that gives you the maximum pigmentation and quality possible. And I love that. Okay, now I'm gonna use my JS5 blending brush and go into the shade Cherry Wet. I know this is a little more red and it's a little more colorful. You know, even this was a redder red than what I anticipated, I still really like that. And I think that's actually enough. I know that I just applied it, but it blended in so seamlessly with the shade Cone that I don't really think I need to do any more to it. It just kind of worked. Okay, now that I've applied Cherry Wet all over my crease, pretend it's not on my lids. We're not gonna have all of that there in the end. Now I'm gonna go in with my JS6 crease blending brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade get it? Raspberry? I'm gonna go into the shade Raspberry and pack that into my crease. Why are these blending so beautifully? It just literally melts into the other colors. Like I put it on, I go and then it's done. It's blended. But when you blend, you have to make that noise or it doesn't work. See, that just wasn't as good. Boom, beautiful. No, but really, since this is blending seamlessly, I'm mainly concentrating it on my outer crease, but I'm gonna blend it in about halfway, probably. Yeah, about halfway, right into my crease, right there. So it's just deeper on the outside. So far, I'm actually really liking this. Now using my Morphe M433 crease blending brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Tasty, and it's the deeper matte brown shade right here at the bottom. I'm gonna take this shade and put it just into my crease over where that red is, both Cherry Wet and Raspberry, because my goal here is to deepen the crease with the shade Tasty, but still leave the outline of that red, just so it's kind of blended out with it essentially, so I can still have a little bit of the red tone in there, but still be deepened with the brown, so it can still stay pretty neutral, if that makes sense. You know, this is really gonna be a true test of this quality too, because at this point, I have stacked up 4 shadows in my crease. Well, this is the 4th shadow I'm working on. Usually at this point, actually by about the 3rd shadow normally, I would have started experiencing patchiness if the shadows aren't quite up to par, or if they need to only work with like 1 or 2 layers. You can tell pretty early on if you can't stack shadows of a certain type. I don't see any patchiness at all. I don't see it breaking down anywhere. It's not clinging anywhere. It's blending seamlessly in every spot. Beautiful, Jeffree, beautiful. Okay, not gonna lie, this is looking a little romantic to me. I mean, it looks like it has like chocolate covered cherry sunsetty West Coasty vibes, if that makes sense. I'm just feeling this whole like love fantasy. I don't know if it's because Mark and I are about to go out of town and it's like a date weekend. Maybe I'm feeling a little something something or something. I'm gonna take my Morphe M204 flat blending packing brush and I'm gonna go into the shade And What? And I'm gonna put that on my outer V and my inner corner on my lid. And only on my lid. This is a shimmery shade, so I'm thinking it should pack on pretty well even though it's going on top of shadow without spraying my brush. Since it's Jeffree Star Shimmer, we're gonna see though, it's kind of blending with that brown that I have down already as I'm placing it down. So it's almost like kind of vamping it up, I guess, like deepening it as it gets put on my eye because it's almost blending into a deeper shade. And like I said, I'm only taking that shade onto the outer corner and the inner corner. You know, a deep red like this on my inner corner is something I never would have really pictured myself doing or really even thought about doing if it wasn't for experimenting with this palette and just trying the colors, because I'm kind of living for how the inner corner of my eye looks right now with that red. Speaking of living for how a color looks, now I'm gonna go in with the shade Snack right here in the middle. It's like that pinky champagne-y kind of color. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M124 flat brush and I'm just gonna pat that right on the center of my lid. Wow. I thought that was gonna be a lot more pink. That is definitely more like a silver though than it is a pink. That is okay though, because I still love that. That's gorgeous. And I'm kind of just forming that into almost a halo eye. No, pretty much a halo eye. Oh, that's so beautiful. Wow. Now very, very lightly, I'm gonna take the Morphe M433 brush again. This is the brush that I used on the shade Tasty, that deep brown color. I'm gonna go into that same shade again, and just with the very outer edge of this brush, I'm gonna tap that really lightly on the outer edges and the inner corner, just to add the tiniest bit of depth back into my lid. Just to even further intensify that illusion that my eyes are bigger in the center. Oh, I'm in love with this. This is so pretty. I really, really love the shade Snack. That middle shade that's on top, that is beautiful. I'm in love with that. Okay, anyway, I digress. Now I know I'm probably gonna have to do this again because I always seem to have to do this again after I do my face makeup, but I'm gonna take my Morphe M431 and it's just an inner corner highlight brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Jawbreaker now, and that is the beautiful white metallic ivory bone shimmer shade, all of the above, I don't know. And I'm gonna put that right on my inner corner. It is just calling my name for an inner corner highlight. Oh. Do you see this? This right here. Can you see its intensity? That is so beautiful. I really, really love that. Okay, before I keep going, since I know I'm gonna have to do that again and again, I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and get my base makeup done because it is that time. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that, speed through that really quick, and I'll be right back to finish up with the eyes and go over the rest of the products in the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker Summer 2019 collection. I am back and I have finished my face makeup. Well, oh no, I forgot blush. Oh, I'll do blush in a second. I finished my foundation, concealer, bronzer, contour, and powder, and primer, I guess. Oh, and brows. Yes, I have brows now. So I'm gonna use my Morphe M222 brush and go into the shade Sour, the green shade right there. And I'm going to buff that on my lower lash line. I don't know if this is gonna look good or not. I'm honestly sort of scared, especially since I put navy eyeliner in my waterline. Okay, I think I'm actually happy with that. It looks kind of cool having it green under there. Like, it's really subtle, but I think maybe since it's because I have green eyes, it almost pulls from my eyes and adds a little more dimension to it. I don't know. I like whatever's happening right here. I will say though, it took forever to build up that green on my lower lash line. Granted, it's not really the eyeshadow's fault because I'm putting this eyeshadow on top of concealer, then set it with powder, and it was some pretty thick powder because I baked with it. So that eyeshadow had to show up through a whole bunch of powder. So we have to cut it a little bit of slack. It at least built up and gave me pigmentation after I did build it up. So I can't be mad at it. Okay, now that the lower lash line has the green, and I think there's enough of it there just to add like a little pizzazz without being way too overboard. Before we put the Jawbreaker palette up completely, I want to go into the shade Suck and add a little bit of Duck minus the D, add an F, and just tap both of those together little by little, just barely, on a big fluffy brush. And I want to try and use those as blush, but like just barely, like that's too much. I want to take this and get rid of most of it. That's probably still even too much. I'm gonna start out here in my bronzer area and barely pat it in and forward. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, just barely pat it in and forward. And if you did that, you just made a custom blush. Congratulations. I do believe that we are done with the eyeshadow palette, and I would say it's very versatile, that's for sure. Now I'm just gonna throw on some Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It seems fitting with the palette we're using, or at least a couple of the shade names in there. We are now officially to one of my most favorite parts, highlighter. And in this case, I got two options. One, I got the Supreme Frost in the shade Diamond Wet, and this one was $32. And I also got the Brain Freeze Skin Frost Pro palette, and this was $40. Now first I want to open the Supreme Frost because I've never tried this formula and I'm really excited about it. I always love trying new formulas just to see what they're like, if I like them, how they are. So this one is the Supreme Frost. The unit carton is the Chartreusey Green, and he stuck with the traditional packaging for the Supreme Frost. All of the Supreme Frost have this like metallic pink unit that it comes in, and we open it up and it says Jeffree Cosmetics in the top, which is cute. I think I would rather have a mirror than I would to be able to see the product through it, but it looks good. It definitely would make me want to buy it if I saw it sitting somewhere. So this one's the shade Diamond Wet. It feels really bouncy. Like a jelly would be bouncy, but it's not a jelly. Like I can rub it back and forth and the friction doesn't feel like jelly. It feels like a powder, but patting it, it feels soft like a jelly like that. So I took a little bit off on my finger, and that's what it looks like on my finger. That is sickening. What? Oh, wow. Why have I not gotten these sooner? That is beautiful. What happens when I blend it out? Oh, it's glitter. This is very glittery, that's for sure. I have never, ever been a fan of putting glitter on my face, like whenever it comes to liquid highlighters or, well, just highlighters in general. I don't like putting glitter on my face. This though, it's small enough micas of glitter and they stick together enough that it makes it look more like a sheen, like a smooth layer of highlight rather than chunky pieces of glitter. I think I can deal with this because whenever it was compacted and it was like a smooth swatch of it, that did not look like glitter to me. That was like just straight up liquefied reflection. And this one is the Skin Frost Pro palette. The unit carton is beautiful. It reminds me of the Northern Lights Supreme Frost Pro palette because it has like that reflective cut in it. Kind of the same basic concept, not really, but kind of. And if we look at the actual palette, we have it right here, and it's so cute. It definitely gives me, honestly, 4th of July vibes. That could just be because that's right around the corner currently at this point in time. It also reminds me of a slushie. Definitely a slushie, for sure. And if we open her up, we are greeted with 6 delectably delicious shades. Alright, so there's all of the shades in the palette itself. I am gonna go ahead and swatch these so we can see exactly what they look like. I'm so excited to see these. They look good in the pan, so they've gotta look good on my hand. That rhymed. They look good in the pan, they'll look good on my hand. So our first shade here is Cold Shoulder. So Cold Shoulder. Ooh, that's pretty. And blue. I guess it's kind of white purpley with a blue pinky cast. Next is the shade Jawbreaker. And I remember Jeffree talking about this one, saying that the spray coat, parts of it goes all the way through, but some of it comes off. And that it has like kind of a silvery sheen to it. I'm not sure, but this is Jawbreaker. Wow, I like. Wow, that is beautiful. And then we have the shade Cocky. This one is probably gonna look a lot like King Tut. It's got like that bronzy, coppery kind of finish. Okay, so here's Cocky. Okay, definitely get King Tut vibes from that. King Tut's cooler though, for sure. Cocky's got that warm copper to it. Now, ironically enough, this is the shade Statuesque. It's kind of funny after talking about putting a shade all over my face. Here's Statuesque. Whoa. That is so orange. Now we're gonna go into Frozen Fruit. This one reminds me kind of NARS Orgasm, like that kind of tone. Oh yeah. Frozen Fruit. And last but not least, the shade Freeze Tag. So here is Freeze Tag. There we go. I think my favorite shade in this palette currently is the shade Jawbreaker, the one with the overspray in it. So I'm gonna take my JS4 highlighter brush and go into the shade Jawbreaker. Oh, Jeffree, what have you done again? How is it so blinding so fast? Oh wait, just a little bit more. I'm gonna go in with Diamond Wet now, but just a tiny bit, like just a little bit. Right on top of what I just did. Oh my god. Too glittery. It's too glittery for a brow bone highlight. In my opinion, it's too glittery. It doesn't give that like solid pigmentation that I feel should be happening on a brow bone. But since I did it on one side, I have to do it on the other side so it'll match, or that'll look really weird. Now I'm just gonna take the Brain Freeze palette again and go into the shade Frozen Fruit, because this whole look is like pinky reddish purple vibes, and Frozen Fruit's the closest to the vibe, I guess. So I'm gonna take some of that on this same brush and just go over Diamond Wet. Okay, yeah, that looks a lot better with like a pigment underneath it instead of it just being the glitter. If you like the whole only glitter by itself fantasy, you do you, boo. I love you for that. I think you rock it great. We are officially done with the highlighters. Now the very last thing I got were lipsticks. I got both the full bundle of the liquid lipsticks that came in this collection, and I picked up one of the lip ammunitions from this collection. The entire bundle of these lipsticks was $85. They're normally $18 each if you buy them singles. And we are going to swatch these, but just really quick, the shades that I got are Bronze Blood, Yes Ma'am, Strawberry Crush, No Offense, Fully Nude, and Purple Urkel. And the lip ammunition was also $18. The shade I got was Jawbreaker. And when you see this, if you feel the way I do about blue and like electric sky blue kind of color, you are going to love this, because I sure did. And this first shade is Bronze Blood. Next we have the shade Yes Ma'am. Oh my god. Wow. That is a bright pink. This next one is the shade Strawberry Crush. The next shade is called No Offense. The next shade is Purple Urkel. And that is every single lipstick in the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Summer 2019 Jawbreaker collection. That was a lot of swatching, and those were a lot of interesting colors for sure. They were all really great quality. They went on smooth, they went on opaque. There were two of them that I noticed that were rather thin, and I did have to build them up. They weren't like one swipe coverage, and that was Strawberry Crush and No Offense. Obviously, these kind of would be hard to make and make them so opaque with only one swipe coverage because they're such intense colors, but surprisingly they built up with only two, which was better than I expected they were going to be. Because I know Jeffree's formula is pretty amazing, but I didn't think it was going to quite cut it with those colors, but it did, so gotta give him props there. Now this is the shade Fully Nude that I'm wearing right now. This is the one I'm gonna keep on. So instead of applying the shade Jawbreaker in the lip ammunition, I'm just gonna show you on the back of my hand what the shade looks like. Either way, you're truly gonna see how beautiful this shade really is. He also made the lip ammunitions the same chartreuse color that he did everything else this time, versus like the pink ones previously and the white ones before that. That's the shade that it looks like in the stick. And then on the back of the hand, I know, right? It almost looks like a highlighter. That is just stunning. That is literally me in a tube of lipstick. If you can imagine me as a color, I am that color. I am that color, I am that texture, and I am that sparkly. And I have a purple shift, apparently. That concludes this entire collection. Well, what I got. There's still, I think, 5 more lip ammunitions. There's still 2 more Supreme Frosts. It was definitely different from what we're used to from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This was very bold and bright and neon-y and very, I feel like very in season for this season. It's very trendy. Neon is very trendy, it's very popular right now, and he really hit the nail on the head with this launch, I think. The eyeshadow palette has an amazing range of colors to choose from within the color story, and the quality behind it is just fantastic. It's Jeffree Star's eyeshadow quality, and in all honesty, unless he changes his formula, I'm gonna have the same faith in every eyeshadow palette that I buy from his company because I know the quality is consistent and I know it's there. Granted, I will still continue to review them because you never know, there might be a fluke. But for now, they're still on point and I still love them. I personally would suggest getting the Jawbreaker palette over the Mini Breaker palette if you were going to buy one, simply because you can actually pull off a neutral nude look within the Jawbreaker palette, and I don't think you can within the Mini Breaker palette. Maybe one, maybe, and it's gonna be a little colorful. It's not gonna be just typical browns, and you can do that in the Jawbreaker palette. I just love this packaging. I love the eyeshadow palette itself. It's beautifully built, and I love the color story, and it's just amazing to me. I just love this eyeshadow palette. When it comes to the Brain Freeze palette, I think that if you want an array of highlighters, if you're either adding it to a makeup kit or you want a few options all at once without just buying one highlighter, I think this is a great investment. I think this is a good way to give his brand a shot and seeing what you like about the highlighters, and you can always invest in a single highlighter along the road because this has really good value in it since you get 6 highlighters for only $40. The Velour liquid lipsticks were very pigmented, had at least 2 swipe coverage, and look very opaque and very good quality. They don't bunch up during application and they don't get patchy, and I really love that about them. And his liquid lipsticks, along with Gerard Cosmetics liquid lipsticks, are the 2 major lipsticks that I love personally. They're the quality that I expect from brands that I know and love. The Supreme Frost Diamond Wet Highlighter, I think it might have a time and a place at some point, but what I used it for today was not that time and that place. Now that I used it, I've noticed that I have a bunch of glitter particles all throughout my beard, which that might not be a problem for probably 90% of you, but it was for me. And I also noticed that I have little glitter pieces throughout my face, and I'm really not a fan of that. That's why I stay away from glitter highlighters, because that always ends up happening to me. And that is what ended up happening to me. I feel like I could use this in some circumstances and in some instances, but it's not gonna be my favorite highlighter, like I'm pretty sure I just found in the Brain Freeze palette with the shade Gold Breaker. The star mirror in this Jawbreaker style, granted it's not my most favorite mirror from him, because my most favorite one is like the steel blue color, but this is a really cool first mirror as my first Jeffree star mirror, because the Jawbreaker like splatter paint effect on the back of it is really nice and I really like it. And it's sturdy. It feels like it's really good quality, and that's what I really like about it. So this is definitely worth the investment, I think. So all in all, I think this was a really positive review. I think we had a lot of hits and only a couple of misses. Really only one miss for me. So I think it was really fun. If you thought it was really fun, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and let me know you liked this video. If you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It is simply ChristopherJMUA. And don't forget about the giveaway. Remember, you have to be subscribed to my channel, at least leave me one comment down below, and don't forget that you click the link and enter the secret word that you found within this video and let me know what it is, because that's your third and final entry into my 1K giveaway. Again, I thank you guys so much for all your continued support, and I hope that you love this video. I truly do, because I truly love you, and I hope you always enjoy hanging out with me. But if you gain nothing from any of my videos, if you gain nothing at all from anything from my channel, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you're beautiful. Bye guys.